I read a really, really disturbing headline today. So first, let me set the picture. Picture it. Colombia, 2025. A young president on the cut. No, I'm teasing. So Donald Trump sent 2 flights. Apparently, I shouldn't say Donald Trump did. The United States sent 2 flights, army transports filled with Colombian migrants who'd been rounded up, and they're being sent back to their country. And Colombia said, you don't have permission to land. We're not letting you land. You didn't clear this with us before. You just simply got in the air and then demanded we let you land. Well, you can't land. And Trump decided, and Colombia is not the first country to do this. Other countries have done this. Mexico, in particular, has said they've refused. No, we're not. You can't just do that. You can't just send transports down here and expect us to let you basically do whatever you want in our airspace. We are a sovereign nation. We are not beholden to you. We don't answer to you. You can't expect us just to do what you want us to do. You can't expect us just to bend the knee and do whatever you tell us to do. And of course, that ticked him off. That ticked off Trump. And so Trump, in his way, we're putting a 25% tariff on everything coming out of Colombia. Colombia is not a huge trading partner with the U.S., but it would have affected your coffee input. Your coffee consumption, excuse me. Anyhow, he was going to do that, and then in a week's time, they were going to drop another 25%. And so the Colombian president said, "Whoa, you think you're going to do that?" And he wrote a really impassioned tweet. They were sort of going at each other on social media, and he wrote quite an impassioned tweet. And he said, "Well, we'll see your 25, and we'll add 25." And he said, "We'll put a 50% tariff on everything coming from the United States." Now, cooler heads prevailed, and a deal was reached. Depending on who you talk to, Trump will say, "Yeah, we made them crack, and we did this." My sense is, chances are some diplomats got together, and they figured it out. But Trump is taking this, he's doing a victory lap. See how great this is? And CNN reported this headline. After forcing Colombia to back down, White House claims America is respected again. It's not a matter of respect. It's absolutely not a matter of respect. What they're confusing here, what the White House is confusing by saying we are respected again, and I think it came from a Trump social media post. It's not respect. If Colombia backed down, right? If Colombia backed down, like they said, "Oh no, 25% now, 25% later, and we'll have to sell our coffee to China. We don't want that. So we'll capitulate and we'll start accepting flights." And I think there was even talk that Colombia was going to send planes as well to bring back Colombians who'd been detained. If Colombia had backed down, it wasn't out of respect. It's not a sign of respect. It's a sign of fear. And no country a tenth the size of the United States, no country whose military is a 20th the size of the United States, no country whose economy is a 50th the size of the United States, being afraid that a country like the United States is going to unleash hell on you is smart. If I'm 6'2", there are things in the world that I am wisely afraid of. If a grizzly bear is standing up in front of me, I'm going to be afraid. That makes perfect sense. It makes sense that in that case, I'm not going to screw you, grizzly bear. I'll teach you a lesson. No, I'm gonna end up, grizzly poo. Being afraid is smart. And so if Colombia has backed down, it was a matter of fear, not respect. Like fear, I can get you to do what I want if I make you afraid. And I can make you afraid pretty quickly. I can impose upon you how I have the ability to harm you. And that can make you, out of fear, Do what I want you to do. Fear makes people submit. Fear makes people capitulate. It makes people surrender. It makes people give up. Fear's a powerful thing. It's a powerful emotional response to threats. And it can make people do what you want them to do. But fear is it's an imposter. It is a very, very weak, thin, has a very, very weak, thin resemblance to respect. Now, respect, when people have respect for you, they will do what you want. You don't have to make them. They'll do what you want. They'll give you what you want. You never have to make them because they respect you. Respect is another very powerful emotional response, but it takes a long time to foster. Respect requires us to build relationship with one another. And it's through the construction of that relationship and through the conversations we have as we build that relationship. And it's through the honor we show one another, through the gifts that we offer one another, through the sacrifice we make for one another, through the defense of one another, through it's through the relationship that respect grows. Respect takes a long time to build. It does. It takes a long time to build. And for anybody who's trying to gain respect, it's the relationship that you focus on. I'm focusing on the relationship. Yes, of course, we all want to get our way to some extent, but if I'm focused on respect, if I understand the true value of respect, and I'm focused on building the relationship, I'm not focused on getting my way. Those are peripheral things. Those are things that I will get well into the future. And I won't have to work very hard to get them because of the mutual respect that we've built up for one another, the mutual admiration that we've built up for one another. Fear, on the other hand, I can make you do what I want right now, but I'm going to have to make you do it today, and I'll have to make you do it tomorrow, and I will have to police you to ensure that you're doing things the way I want. There'll never be any sense of relationship. The rewards that I get by making you afraid, that's it. That's all I'm ever going to get from you. And I will have to keep coming back, and I will have to keep launching threats, and I will have to keep promising destruction and chaos and mayhem in order to get what I want. It's exhausting. Keeping people afraid is exhausting, and eventually everybody stops being afraid. Because I'm either going to get tired of your threats and I'm just going to simply say, fine, bring it. Or you're going to play your hand and you're going to take away from me the thing that you've always threatened to take away from me. You're going to punish me in the way that you've always threatened to punish me. And I'm going to realize at that moment that I now have nothing left. And so now I'm not afraid of you anymore. Fear and respect are not the same things. Fear is the tool of a bully. It's the tool of a tyrant. It's the tool of an authoritarian. Respect is the tool of a man, of a human being. Fear is used by bosses. Respect is used by leaders. Fear is used by the insignificant and the cowardly. Respect, that's something that the wise, the intelligent, the truly strong rely on. White House says that America is respected again. Those in the world who respect America, it's because of everything that America has done since its inception. It's because of the relationships that America has built. It's because of the help that America has provided. It's because of the care and the concern that America has shown. It's because of how America has shared. And it's because of how America has helped others achieve greatness in their own right. All the respect that the world has for America is found in the relationships that the American people, American leaders have fostered over the years. If Colombia backed down, it's out of fear. A very wise fear. I'm not saying like they're cowards by any stretch. I'm saying when you're facing a giant, it's okay to feel fear. But they won't feel fear forever. Now, what I really want to get at, though, as talking about this is, again, I don't want to do this because I don't want to talk like this because I want to knock Trump down. I'm not interested in knocking him down. He opens his mouth, the world sees who he is. I'm interested in making sure that I never follow him into these traps. I'm interested in making sure, or helping make sure, that you never fall into these traps. Fear is not our friend. Making other people afraid in order to get what we want is not our friend. It's incredibly selfish. It is incredibly self-serving. And it is a never-ending cycle. It is a pit from whence there is no escape. Once you enter into that place, you will never stop having to make people afraid in order to get what you want. God calls us, Jesus calls us to build relationships. Jesus calls us to build relationships in such a way that those people we encounter, those people that we connect with, they know us to be people of love. They know us to be people of insight. They know us to be people they can count on. This is Christ's way. It's not Jesus' way to try to make everybody afraid. And I know somebody out there is going to say, yes, but the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That word is translated into English as fear. It's not a perfect translation. It means awe. That's my favorite translation. The awe of the Lord. Like the holy jumpins, look at that Lord. That kind of thing. That's the beginning of wisdom. Recognizing how powerful God is the beginning of wisdom. Recognizing how powerful God is in comparison to who we are and where we are. That's the beginning of all wisdom. Jesus never, ever teaches us to make others afraid. Because Jesus was a strong person. And Jesus wants us to be strong people. Jesus was a wise person. Jesus wants us to be wise people. Jesus was a person who wanted the world to be changed through love. He wants us to continue changing the world through love. Fear is not in love's tool bag. Fear is not something that a person of love resorts to. We play the long game. People of God play the long game. We focus on the relationships. And through those relationships, respect, trust, honor, those things are nurtured. And when those things are nurtured and the relationship is strong, we take care of each other's needs. We don't have to ask. We don't have to threaten. We just, hey man, here's what I need. Cool, I got you. Because I know you'll have my back next time. Authoritarian small man complex. It's a pit from whence there's no escape. Let's you and I never fall into that trap. Please focus on being people of love. Focus on being people who value and prioritize our relationships and the health of those relationships, the strength of those relationships, and the beautiful things that loving mutual relationships develop. Amen.